Dublin, the vibrant capital city of Ireland, is a sought-after destination for expats, students, and young professionals seeking adventure, job opportunities, and a buzzing social scene. However, finding the perfect accommodation in Dublin can be challenging. In this video, to make your search for Dublin accommodation a little easier, I've compiled a list of tips and tricks for you to follow. Start your search early. Dublin's housing market is notoriously competitive, with high demand and low supply, leading to rising rents and tight availability. It's best to begin your search for accommodation at least 2 to 3 months in advance. This will give you ample time to explore your options and find the perfect accommodation. Explore all types of accommodation, because Dublin offers a range of accommodation options that include shared apartments, houses, single occupancy studios, and flats. You can check out the rental websites such as daft.ie and rent.ie to set what's available at various price points. Keep in mind that the more flexible you are in terms of accommodation type, the greater your chances of finding a suitable place. Now I'm going to show you this website I was talking about, rent.ie. You go to rent, select your areas, select the postcode if you search for it, or to select the exact neighborhood. You can search for sharing, search for short lets. Same in daft.ie. You can type your postcode. You can search for multiple locations as well, or you can type and search for a particular neighborhood. And when I moved to Dublin, it was much easier to find accommodation than now. And I was really lucky because I was renting a friend's room for a few months when he was abroad for some time. So if you're moving from another country with no job offer, no references, and no history in the country, it's much more difficult to even get to the shortlist for a room or an apartment. If that's the case, your only option would be to stay in a hostel, an hotel, or short-term accommodation, of course, if you can afford it. And then once you have secured the job, it will be much easier. Now, you need to consider the location. Dublin is divided in different neighborhoods, and each neighborhood has its own distinct character and amenities. So, for those who are not familiar, if you are a student, neighborhood like Ranelagh, Rathmines, Portobello are popular to their proximity to universities and vibrant social scene. Keep in mind that the north and the west side of the city are generally more affordable than the south and east side. So you need to do your research and choose the neighborhood that really suits your lifestyle and budget. Now, I want to show you what are the average rents in Dublin. So first we can see that the number of available rentals is very low, about 1,000 in February. So that's the figure down almost 22% on the same date a year ago. So historically is very, very low. And the average rent is very high in Dublin and Cork, which are the main cities. So Dublin is really known for high cost of living. So factor in all the costs associated with renting, such as utilities and internet, and set a realistic budget that you can stick to. Because if you're moving to Dublin without a job offer, you need to make sure you have enough savings to support yourself for at least a few months. Now, let's continue. I want to show you why this is happening, because there's an influx of refugees from Ukraine in particular, and they are basically housed in hotels or social houses, but definitely they're not enough. So there's a risk of homelessness as well, and with the eviction ban ending, definitely a lot of people will be in trouble, and people are already living in the country. And under the queues for hours to view just on rental. So in Dublin, I know that new properties advertised for rent usually getting a few hundred applications on the first day, which is really high. So this is because of of course, the low supply. And I think that a good option could be, but you need to be careful to bring with you a check or some cash and make an offer directly at the viewing. A lot of people have been successful doing that. Unfortunately, you need to be aware of scams because they're very common in the Dublin housing market. So you need to do your due diligence, research the landlord and the letting agents before handing over any money. I would never do it over the internet, but it's recommended that you meet the person and in the real life. But most scams that I've seen have been on Facebook and on daft.ie, so be careful on those platforms. Moving to Dublin is definitely, apart from these issues, a very exciting and life-changing experience. So, following these steps, you'll be well on your way to find suitable accommodation. Keep in mind that compromise might be necessary, especially at the beginning of your search, but happy house hunting. Thanks for watching part 2 of this video series about moving to Ireland. For more episodes, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.